After exploring the busy markets of Delhi, Nurbaya and her friend decide to take the bus home. Unbeknownst to them, Nurbaya and her friend are being taken off route by the driver. Once they notice, the two confront the driver, but in doing so, are trapped by the 6 men on the bus. The perpetrators knock the friend unconscious and brutally assault Nurbaya, who is then left on the side of the road abandoned. She is found by nearby villagers, one of whom is her mother. Nurbaya's mother quickly realizes that it is her daughter who was attacked after recognizing her belongings and begins to grieve. Fueled by despair and anger, she takes the 6 perpetrators to court, only to find out that spectators and townspeople alike have shifted the blame onto Nurbaya. Her mother, alone and frustrated, is met with the harsh reality of injustice and misogyny.
महिलाएं कोर्ट में खड़ा होकर बहस करती हैं कि इनका ह्यूमन राइट है, ये यंग है। क्या बच्ची यंग नहीं थी? दुख मिला है उसके सिवाय और कुछ नहीं है।
Various protesters and other victims meet Nurbaya's mother outside the courtroom to give her support and encouragement. They empower her through their stories, giving her the courage to return to court and confront the perpetrators. The judge states the final rulings to each of the perpetrators. However, justice is not served. Of the 6 perpetrators, the minor was only given 3 years before being released with the new identity. The other 5 were given the death penalty, but 1 took their own life before the execution. Nurbaya's story, along with the experiences of other victims, raises the question, what if? What if assault victims were supported instead of blamed? What if Nurbaya returned home safely that night? Our piece honors the real-life story of Jyoti Singh's fight for justice through the 2012 Nurbaya case. This case had a significant impact across India for women's rights and inspired other revolutions that contributed to the progression of support for women. TAMU Sahithya presents Nurbaya, a fearless fight for justice.
Tanam, tananam, danam, tanam, tananam, dum, tanam, tananam, dum, tanam, tananam, dum, tanam, tananam, danam, tanam, tananam, dum, tanam, tananam, dum, tanam, tananam, sapa mariga, tare bala, sapa sari.